This is a picture of a guitar pitch pipe, and these are really cheap. You can pick them up at any Guitar Center or any local music store. They carry these, and as you can see by looking at the picture, there are 6 little pipes that correspond to the 6 strings of the guitar, and you blow into that pipe. For example, the A pipe corresponds to the A string, the G pipe corresponds to the G string, and so forth. You just blow into it, you hear the pitch, and you tune the corresponding string to that pitch. If you can't afford a digital tuner or you don't have a grand piano lying around the house, this is the next best thing. Really inexpensive and a good way to learn how to tune your guitar by ear. And as I said before, this is what I used when I first started playing guitar, one of these pitch pipes. This is a Korg digital tuner, and it's an older model, but I think the newer model is called a CA1 or something like that, but they're really inexpensive. You can get one of these for around $15, and they're just a great way to tune your guitar. There's a screen display on there that's the meter, and they also produce a sound if you want to tune by ear, and they will also tune a bass guitar. There's an input here. If you have an electrified acoustic guitar or you're trying to tune an electric guitar, you can plug it in right here with the guitar jack, and that will send a direct signal from the pickups of the guitar into the tuner instead of using the microphone. There's also a microphone over here in this corner where you can play your acoustic guitar, and the microphone picks up the sound from the acoustic guitar, and the meter will indicate the pitch. And I will demonstrate that for you in a minute. But first, what I want to show you is the sound. I'm going to turn it on by pressing the red button here. Okay, and you can see that the display just came on, and it's picking up my voice and trying to track the tone of my voice, and that's why you're getting the LEDs to light up. But if you press guitar, which is already selected, it says guitar over here in the upper right-hand corner. You can select bass, and then it says bass in the upper right-hand corner. But let's set it to guitar, and excuse me. If you press the sound, you see you get a tone. And I don't know if you can see this on the video or not, but this over here in the upper left-hand corner says 7B, and that's for a 7-string guitar, and that's the bass string of a 7-string guitar, which is the B note. You want to bypass that for a 6-string guitar, so you would just press the sound button again, and it advances to the 6th or E string, and that's the tone that you would try to match on your guitar for the low E string. And you press it again, and it goes to the A string and gives you an A tone. Press it again, there's the 4th string or D, 3rd string G, 2nd string B, and your high E string. Press it again, and the tone stops. Now you can tune by ear that way, but I suggest you pick up your guitar and play the note. I'm going to play low E. And you can see that that is a little bit flat, and that's indicated by the fact that the needle is just below the center line, and this red LED on the left-hand side is lit, indicating that's just slightly flat. Now, when I tune it up a little bit, now that's pretty much perfect pitch. Right there. The needle's straight up and the green light's lit. That means that that string is in tune. And if you go to the next string and play A, it does the same thing. And you'll notice in the upper left-hand corner it's indicating that that's the 5th string or A. And that's perfectly in tune, indicated by the green light. Simply, you just repeat that process for all your strings, and your guitar's in tune. This should have been the first video tutorial I produced for a beginner guitar, because it's very important to know how to tune your guitar, and I apologize that I didn't put this one together first. Let's learn how to tune our guitar before we learn how to play the guitar. It's pretty important that the guitar be in tune for you to learn how to play properly. So my apologies again for not teaching you how to tune your guitar first. I want to talk first about the tuning mechanics of the guitar. The guitar is a little weird, and you'll scratch your head a little bit when you start seeing how a guitar is tuned. I've posted a couple paragraphs on the blog before the link for this video that explains the reason the guitar is tuned the way it is, and it explains it better than I can. Basically, the reason that the third string or G string is tuned differently, pretty much it's tuned a half tone or a semitone down from the other strings relative to the other strings, and that's because it makes it easier to play certain chords and certain scales. It's easier to finger them, and so over the decades of guitar building and playing, the guitar gods just figured out, hey, this is the way the guitar needs to be tuned. And I'm going to demonstrate what I'm talking about. If you remember in the previous tutorial when I taught you how to play the chromatic scale, when you got to the G string, you played it different, right? You didn't play as many frets on the G string. You went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you'll notice the G string only gets fretted on 4 frets as opposed to 5 frets on all the other strings, and that demonstrates the fact that they detuned the G string a semitone for the purposes of easier fingering on chords and scales. So right now you just need to take it on faith that that's the way it works, and you have to get used to that for tuning the guitar, because one of the ways you can tune the guitar without a piano or a pitch pipe or a tuner is if you are in a general vicinity with your low E string, which this is. You can fret the low E string at the 5th fret and get the tuning for the next string, which is A. And then you'll fret the A string on the 5th fret and get your next string, which is D. Fret the D string on the 5th fret and you get your next string, which is G. But when we get to the G string, you're going to fret that at the 4th fret to get your B note for the next string, which is B. And then we go back to the 5th fret on the B string to get our E note for the first E string. So that's the way we tune the guitar by ear using fretting. Without a digital tuner or a pitch pipe. But it becomes a lot easier for you to tune your guitar if you do have a digital tuner or a pitch pipe or a keyboard. I want to demonstrate this for you right now. You turn it on, and that's the low B string of a 7-string guitar, so we skip over that one if you're playing a 6-string. And that's your low E tone. I'm sure you can hear that being picked up by the microphone. That's an E, which corresponds to the low E of the guitar. Press the sound button again and it moves up to the A string. Hear how those pitches are the same? There's your 4th string, or D, matching the pitch. 3rd G string. 2nd string B. And the high E string, or your 1st string. Easy when you have one of these. You can also use a keyboard, piano keyboard, if you have one lying around, a synthesizer, and just use a piano setting. And if you know what the notes are on the keyboard, which I will also put a graphic up on the blog for you, so you can correspond to the notes on the piano and tune your guitar that way. That's pretty much it. I will post a few paragraphs that review what I just demonstrated, and I'm also going to include some video about how to tune to a keyboard in just a moment, so stand by. Here's how we can use a piano keyboard to tune our guitar. If you're so lucky to have a baby grand or grand piano in your house, rock on. Most of us would have to settle for a synthesizer or a MIDI controller keyboard and a software synthesizer. Whatever you have that's a keyboard, you can use that to tune your guitar by pitch. I'm going to demonstrate a severely out of tune guitar for you. I'm trying to play an E chord. That's just horrible out of tune, right? This is a C chord. Here's a G chord. And something just isn't right there, right? Well, it's out of tune. So I'm going to show you how to tune by ear to the piano keyboard. Now, I'm going to give you a diagram on the blog on which key to hit on the keyboard to correspond to each string. But for purposes of sound, right now I'm going to hit a low E note, and we need to tune our low E string up to that pitch, right? It's pretty close. Now we're going to play an A note. Pretty close. D note. Pretty good. G. A little flat yet. Good. B. Oh, that one was way off. And high E. Oh, that sounds so much better. Anyway, that's how you use your piano keyboard to tune your guitar, and I'll see you back here in a second. Basically, you've just learned how to tune your guitar. I hope I haven't confused you. You can email me at alan@webishy.com. That's ALAN, all lowercase, at webishy.com, WEBBISHY, alan@webishy.com. Email me with any questions you might have about learning how to play guitar, how to tune your guitar. If you have questions about any of the video tutorials or any of the graphics or literary information on the blog, I'd be glad to answer your questions. In the meantime, build those calluses, keep up your exercises, and learn those few chords that I showed you on the blog, and you'll be playing a song pretty soon. Until then, enjoy.